Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to the channel where every single day we cover different NBA rumors, news, and stories just going on around the league. For today's video, we are going to be looking at the future of the New Orleans Pelicans under new head coach Stan Van Gundy and how essentially he could make or break Zion Williamson's career very, very early on. But before we get going on to this video, I need to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button if you are new. And also, man, smash that like button. The last NBA news story got 1,700 likes. We got to see if we can break that over, man. This is main channel stuff, okay? Like, we did that on the second channel. I know you all can get this one to at least 2,000 likes, man. Let's get it done out there. And also, we have the big baller question of the day. What are some of the moves the Pelicans need to make this NBA offseason to get them in the 2021 playoffs? Is there anything that they can really do right away? Or is it going to be like a matter of time and just developing chemistry between coach and player? Okay, so first of all, who exactly is Stan Van Gundy? Well, he's got the same body type as Zion Williamson. I'm just saying, man, there's some moves out there and some like videos of Stan Van Gundy like really putting the dribble moves on, you know, coaching basketball and stuff. The guy's got some handles, right? But he was the former head coach of the Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, and most recently my favorite team, the Detroit Pistons. He has 907 career regular season games under his belt with about 57% winning record. Now for the playoffs, 91 career playoff games and a 52% winning record. You look back, he was last in the NBA Finals during the 08-09 season with the Magic, where he actually lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 4-1. So before we talk about what to expect from Stan Van Gundy, first we have to like kind of take a look at his recent situations and his building history when it comes to teams, and that's going to give us a good idea of his pros and cons looking forward to this Pelicans team. So let's look at that Orlando Magic team that he coached. The starting lineup was roughly Jameer Nelson, JJ Redick, Hedo Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, and Dwight Howard. And if you ask me, that system he built over there was absolutely perfect. It was high volume three-point shooting around the young athletic center, which was Dwight Howard. Now, obviously, minus the spacing of the center position, he essentially predicted the future of the NBA with the high volume three-point shooting. That team worked out so perfectly. Jameer Nelson was like the Kyle Lowry of that era, where it's just like he was just a good, sustainable, you know, clutch point guard. I can say clutch now because Kyle Lowry, of course, has himself an NBA championship, man, right? Of course, you know, JJ Redick, who's actually a current member of the Pelicans. I expect him to actually stay with the team now. But yeah, JJ Redick was just like one of the best three-point shooters. He still is to this day. Hedo Turkoglu was kind of like that swing forward position that could handle the basketball, make plays for others, but also play off ball. Rashard Lewis would literally be the perfect power forward in today's NBA. And of course, we all know what Dwight Howard brought back in the day, multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards, and essentially was the best center of his time, man. So yes, that Magic team was built absolutely perfect. If you could do the same thing for Zion on the Pelicans, they are going to be in a great situation. But now we got to look at the other side of the spectrum, which unfortunately for me is the Detroit Pistons back when he was the coach and president of basketball operations. So when he was hired, he actually did inherit the front court logjam that we all know became the starting lineup of Reggie Jackson, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Josh Smith at the 3, Greg Monroe at the 4, and Andre Drummond at the 5. It's kind of ironically funny to look at because that team with that spacing is the complete opposite of what was built on the Orlando Magic, and the record definitely does state that, man. So the big time issue was that he was kind of unwilling to change his system until the team had no choice but to let go of Josh Smith. Now, obviously, it's a little bit of unfair criticism because, like I said, he didn't inherit Josh Smith. It wasn't exactly like he was a big time part of that trade or anything like that, but it does give you a little bit cause of concern that despite having Josh Smith on his team, who should have been, you know, a really good player, he was unable to work an extremely athletic lefty power forward into a lineup, which makes you just a tad nervous about if Zion will be his type of guy or not. He should be, plus Zion has, you know, the potential to be a billion times better than Josh Smith, but it's just something to think about. Now, eventually, they did let go of Josh Smith. They actually recently just stopped paying the man about $5 million a season, and they were able to bring in Tobias Harris, who I think was the perfect player alongside Andre Drummond. Yeah, eventually Greg Monroe was just off the team. I think he got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks or something like that. And then obviously, you know, the final season of Stan Van Gundy coaching the Pistons is when they made the big time trade of trading away Tobias Harris and a whole bunch of other pieces, draft picks, in exchange for Blake Griffin. And while Blake Griffin was nice, he just had, you know, 2 seasons ago, he had his best season of all time. Obviously, that wasn't really a move of winning. That was more so a move of desperation because Stan Van Gundy was not really having great success on the Pistons. They weren't selling tickets, and Blake Griffin, you know, despite his injury history, was a big-time name. So looking at these 2 different things right here, looking at these 2 different types of systems, we got one in the Orlando Magic where his system worked out perfectly. He stuck with it, got himself to the NBA Finals. We got to another one where, you know, things were a little iffy out there. So I would say the pros of it was when his system works, he executes it flawlessly, as seen with the Magic. But when his system doesn't work, as things kind of happened with the Pistons, he can be a little hesitant to tweak it at times, leading to a lack of team identity that the Pistons essentially struggle with to this day. That team still does not know what the hell they are out there, man. So that gets you, you know, just a little warning and caution. When things are great, they're great with Stan Van Gundy. When they're bad, they can get very bad very quickly, and you don't really see the changes out there that you really want to see. So how exactly does he need to build around Zion Williamson on the Pelicans going forward? Well, it needs to be more essentially what he did with the Magic and a whole lot less what he did with the Detroit Pistons. He needs to have shooters all around. I know last year they had Derek Favors at the center position. Now, he didn't play a ton of games. I know he was having like injury issues and stuff like that. But Derek Favors with Zion Williamson is not going to work in a Stan Van Gundy lineup. So right away, they need to go out there and get themselves a completely different center. As we all know, guys like Jrue Holiday are probably on the trade block. It looks like the Indiana Pacers are looking to make some different moves out there. So I could essentially see them making a big-time move of maybe trying to get Jrue Holiday over to the Pacers, and he can play with his 2 brothers, Aaron and I forgot the other one's name, in exchange for Miles Turner. I think that would be the perfect Miles Turner along Zion Williamson. I've been saying that for a very, very long time now. Now you look at the point guard spot with Lonzo Ball. Do I really see Lonzo Ball as being a Stan Van Gundy type of point guard? I really think there's potential there, man. Lonzo's 3-point shot is getting better. Last season, he did shoot about 38%, so it's getting a lot better. The form's looking a lot better. Obviously, he has the defense, the playmaking abilities, the rebounding. So, yes, I do think Lonzo Ball does have a place on this Pelicans team. Looking at that 2 spot, JJ Wright's going to be like 35, 36, so I see him be more as a 6-man, so they're definitely going to have to go out there and find somebody. I'm looking for the best sharpshooter possible. I do know a guy such as like Duncan Robinson is going to be a free agent this NBA offseason, and assuming the Miami Heat go the direction of, you know, trying to build more around Tyler Hero, then you could see a guy like Duncan Robinson, if they throw enough money, being the perfect guy, you know, with the length, the championship, well, at least going to the NBA Finals, that type of experience, getting a bit of a bag from the New Orleans Pelicans. Obviously, at the 3 spot, you are going to have Brandon Ingram. I mean, come on, man. Brandon Ingram, all-star caliber player, right, man? Like, dude's an absolute beast. The 4, Zion, and 5, I would love to see a guy like Miles Turner, a Brook Lopez, just some spacing at that spot. So I guess what he needs to really be doing, though, is be willing to experiment. If he has a lineup out there, don't force it. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Don't be afraid to try things such as having like Zion at the center position. This is not the early 2000s anymore. You can definitely get away with those type of things, those type of moves, as what's essentially going to make you a great coach and a great NBA team. You know, you look at guys like Steve Kerr on the Golden State Warriors. The thing about him is that he's able to adapt and really switch up the situation and just make things work in a way that leads to success. So I guess the big time conclusion to end this video, guys, is that when it comes to Stan Van Gundy, there is definitely no guarantees. It either could work or it could not work. Only time will tell, and really the ability of Stan Van Gundy to make the changes that need to be made is what's going to get this roster in the right direction, and essentially, you know, having a guy that could be a generational big man in Zion Williamson lead this team to some future NBA championships. So before we end this video, guys, I want to follow up once again with the big baller question of the day, which is, what are some moves the Pelicans need to make this NBA offseason to get them in the 2021 playoffs? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I said, man, these NBA news series are going to be a new thing here on this channel. I don't plan on getting rid of like 2K videos or anything like that. This is just something to supplement that type of thing. So I would absolutely love your guys' support. If you don't mind hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. That's all we got, man. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.